Hi, it's Jennifer from the World War II Research and Writing Center. I wanted to talk about something a little bit different today. I've been looking at my World War II research for my clients and myself for these projects that I work on, kind of a dismal light, which war is not a happy thing, but someone who's been reading my posts on Facebook and watching the videos made a really good point that I'd kind of forgotten about. The records and the research that we do is not all about the death and the trauma and the drama and things that are negative that were passed down through the family. Sometimes, if we look with a discerning eye in these records and the research, we can find stories of love. And the person who commented on that this morning really hit home and made me remember something I had forgotten. When I was writing my book Stories of the Lost and then took a trip to Europe for the first time in April of 2015, I took a journey with my cousin James Probosnik, who was killed on 11 January 1945 during the Battle of the Bulge with the 90th Division. He's buried in Luxembourg Cemetery, and I visited him several times. In fact, the first trip in April of 2015, the intention was, and I arranged this, to take his burial flag and have it flown at the cemetery, and then the next day walk where he was killed, near Brass, Belgium. Now, that trip completely changed my life, and James had been with me for several years prior to that trip, helping guide me in my research and the books I was writing, the teaching I was doing. I channeled him a lot, and he took us to places on that trip that we weren't expecting to go. Things happened that I was definitely not expecting to happen, and I left that trip a completely changed person, and James was a big part of that. Now, maybe you don't believe that our relatives or the soldiers that we research can come and touch us today, even though they're dead, but I believe they can, and I know that they do. They do every day for me. But James taught me on that trip and through the research that war isn't always about death and negativity, but the lessons that we can learn and the healing that happens through the research and through the people we connect with can change us and our families and the future. So I invite you today to look at your research in a different way, and don't just look for the negative things that happened when you're researching the war, but look for those lessons of love, healing, peace, and think about and even write, how did that change you? How did that change your family? And how will that change the future?